Welcome back to Retirement News Online. So your savings won't be the only thing you need to consider when it's time to retire. Rather, you want to approach your retirement with a clear picture of your entire financial well-being. And that is the goal of the holistic planning approach, which is practiced by my guest, Clayton Alexander in Salt Lake City, Utah. So if you could for a moment, just talk about the difference between traditional planning and holistic planning.
The number one fear that people have in retirement is running out of money. And so traditional planning is going to be looking at income. Right? There's a commercial that aired a few years ago that showed a bunch of people walking around cities holding briefcases. And on the side of the briefcase, everybody had a number, right? Some said 500,000, some said $1 million, some said 2 million, right? So on and so forth. And then the commercial ends, and the message is, what's your number, right? Basically saying, how much money do you need in order to be able to retire? I think that that's backwards, right? I think what we really need is not necessarily $1 million or $2 million in order to retire, but more 5,000 a month, 10,000 a month, 20,000 a month, whatever that number is, in order to be able to retire, not so much how much we have saved. Right, so the number one fear people have is running out of money, so that's going to be the first thing that we want to solve. Along with that, making sure that we have enough money to last us the rest of our lives, how do we be as tax efficient as possible as we go throughout retirement, right? So you have income planning or asset allocation, and then you have tax planning. Number three, when you pass away, how do you make sure that everything transitions the way that you want to? Right, so estate planning. So from a holistic approach, while using a fiduciary standard of making sure what's in your best interest, we want to make sure that we're making plans for income, being as tax efficient as possible, and then making sure that the money transitions the way that you want to when you pass away.
So you talked about the fiduciary standard. Explain what that is for our viewers.
A fiduciary standard means that we have to recommend what's in the client's best interest regardless of any compensation to us, right? So there's lots of different ways that we can solve for income or be tax efficient or make sure that money transitions the way that you want it to. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is making sure, number one, that you understand the planning and the processes that we're going through. Number two, that we're doing what's in your best interest or recommending what's in your best interest regardless of any compensation to us. Not many advisors operate off of the fiduciary standard. It's actually certain licenses that we hold that give us that designation that by law we have a legal obligation to do what's in the client's best interest.
And finally, Clayton, why is being independent important in your planning approach?
Being an independent advisor is absolutely important. I began my career with a life insurance company that every single client that I met with, I was supposed to try to use that company's products to solve for our clients' retirement planning. And the hard part was trying to get all of those clients to fit in to this cookie cutter plan, if you will. Being independent means that I have zero obligation to this company over this company, more along the lines of I'm working for our clients instead of working for those different financial institutions.
Great, Clayton. Thanks again.
Thank you.
That's Clayton Alexander in Salt Lake City, Utah. And thank you for watching Retirement News Online.